Hey, greetings everyone out there, right here. The Dungeon Master has many responsibilities and several hats that they wear at the same time. Today, I'm going to discuss 3 of the hardest problems that a Dungeon Master has to deal with. Next, here on Call of Cthulhu. Number 1. This is one of my favorites. You get the response, well, I didn't know there was going to be a game anymore. I thought it was over. So you've set your hook, the players eagerly took the hook and ran with the bait down the road. They're even started on that next mission to go to wherever you set it up to be. The next game session comes around, 2 or 3 people are no show, no calls. You finally get a hold of someone, and the response you get from them is, well, I thought it was like one of those major blockbuster movies out there that are full of action at the end of the movie, and there's no sequel even though it was set up for one. You know, campaign settings that experience problems like this more often are starter games. You know, like, say, Icewind Dale, right, with the Frostmaiden, where you start at level 1 and you go up to whichever level you peak out at, with no continuation. Lost Mines of Phandelver. You finish that, it's an excellent starter adventure. But where do you go from there? Some people think it's just over as soon as you return back to Phandalin. Another great example would be Sunless Citadel. As soon as you get that done, players think, hey, I'm done. Time to go do something else. Or find another game to get in on. Say, okay, hey guys, next time we meet, we're going to take off from this point and go to our next whatever we're going to do next. Number 2, the consistently late or no-show player. It has been my experience that this person happens to be the one who's the most helpful, believe it or not, in helping you get things set up and going. They might say, hey man, I've got a friend who's interested in playing. Cool, hey, you know? And then also the person who volunteers to bring snacks for the first game and then doesn't even bother showing up for it. You know? I've had this happen to me a couple of times. And when you go to call them back, they'll always give you a lame excuse. You know, like, hey man, I had to take my dog to the vet. You know, knowing full well the person don't even have a dog because they live in an apartment building where it'd cost them $250 extra deposit to have a dog. You know, or, well man, my car broke down. Well, yeah, obviously, you know, vehicles do break down, but they just got done bragging to you that they just got a brand new car off the showroom floor. What are the odds in that happening, you know? And here's one that I actually got from somebody, believe it or not, and I had to laugh about it. I call the guy up, he answers the phone, and says, hey man, I'm in jail right now. Who's going to answer their cell phone while they're sitting in jail? Obviously that person's jerking your chain. It's time to let that person go. My last example, or number 3, is how do you find players interested in playing the game with you? You know, that is a really tough thing for some people out there. Now myself, personally, I'll ask people that have similar interests that I have. You know, most of the time, and I found this to be true, that if someone's interested in superhero fantasy movies, or have read comic books in the past, or even like to play board games, 9 times out of 10 they're going to be interested in wanting to at least try to learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons. So you might get somebody in through that common interest. Other people might be somebody that you run into at a hobby shop. You know, before the whole lockdown thing happened, I was going to one hobby shop and I happened to pick up this miniature, and I turned to the guy standing next to me and said, hey man, just out of curiosity, what colors would you use on this miniature if it was yours? And he told me, he just got done painting that miniature and gave me the list of all the colors that he used, even told me exactly where he placed these colors and showed me a photograph of it that he had on his phone. Then he turns around and invites me to go sit on an Adventure League game the following day. Well, unfortunately I couldn't go because, believe it or not, the following day is when lockdown happened and everything shut down. I know one person out there that I've talked to who said that he finds people to play games with on a thing called Meet Me. And he even advertised once on the Facebook Marketplace and actually got results from that. I'm not too sure about those two because I really don't go for those online things. Once bit, twice shy type thing. Also, another guy I know, he had experience where some of the online game players that he was playing with actually lived within 40 miles of where he lived. So they just decided they're going to all meet up somewhere in the middle one time for a big game session, which is actually starting to turn into a thing for them. Sounds pretty cool, I think. Tell me, what are some of the ways that you have used to recruit new players to play your games? Just let me know down in those comments. I'd really like to know. I definitely have a surefire way to prevent these things from happening beforehand, or if they do, this right here will help get it to where they don't happen. So what I do, and this is an example that I have used in the past, I'll tell my players, hey, I'm going to run a 5th edition based milestone game centered around Forgotten Realms or whatever setting I plan on running. Then my idea is that this is going to get you guys from level 1 to level 20. So it's going to take a fair amount of time to get done. Now, I know that some of you will be coming straight from work. So if anybody's interested, I could be taking up a $5 donation at the end of every game session so that at 5:30 I could have sitting there on the table ready for everybody, like grilled brats, burgers, tacos, some pizza, whatever it is, just a quick meal somebody could have right before we get ready to sit down for our game, say every Monday night or every other Monday night from 6 to 9 p.m. And a lot of times that does work and people love that idea. Hey, I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you did, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up with the like button. And if you want to, post a thumbs up emoji in the comment section. That way, I'll see who made it all the way through the video. And honestly, if there's any videos out there or any topics that you guys would like for me to cover involving Dungeons and Dragons, also let me know about those down in those comments. Because I want to know what you guys like. That way I can make more content that supports what you guys come to me for. Also, I'm going to be doing some miniature painting coming up here pretty soon for the Hidden Tabletop Heroes recorded game session that we're going to be getting ready to start here pretty soon. So, I'll be seeing you guys for that too. So, thank you for watching. Until next time we meet, you guys have a great game. Now, grab that D8 and roll your damage.